Hello, I'm Dr. Anne Alwis from the Department of Classical and Archaeological Studies at the University of Kent. This video is about how the Emperor Augustus promoted himself by using a clever mixture of history and myth. It all starts with the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. This is where Octavian, who becomes the Emperor Augustus, defeats his rivals, Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Actium is momentous because after this battle, 100 years of civil wars and economic devastation finally end. It's a massive deal. Octavian changes his name to Augustus, and he is finally in sole power, and he remains so for around 40 years. Augustus needs to restore order after the devastation of the civil wars. Part of his plan is to create a new mythology of Rome and for its emperor. He does this in various clever ways, through architecture, with new laws, and he also does this through literature, which is where the Aeneid comes in. The Aeneid is an epic that Augustus commissioned to create a founding myth for Rome. Its hero is Aeneas, a Trojan prince, and he is given a mission by the gods. He has to found Rome. Aeneas has an interesting family. His mother is Venus, the goddess of erotic love, and his father is a mortal, Anchises. You can see Anchises in the corner of this painting by Blake. Aeneas himself is married to Creusa. There she is in the picture with their son Ascanius. When Troy falls to the Greeks, Aeneas flees with his family. He carries his father Anchises on his back, grabs Ascanius, and Creusa follows. He is then given the mission to found Rome. What Virgil does with the Aeneid is to take two existing myths, the fall of Troy and the wanderings of Aeneas, and give them new meaning. He links them to history to give prominence to Augustus. Augustus can be part of this new history because of the connection between the goddess Venus, Aeneas's mother, and Julius Caesar, Augustus's father, his adopted father. Caesar claims that he is descended from Venus because he can. Now here's one of Caesar's coins. It's the one labeled A. On the coin, he puts a representation of Aeneas and Anchises because they're his family. You can see how the coin represents Aeneas carrying his father, as you saw in the painting earlier. Since Caesar's son, adopted son, is Augustus, Augustus too can claim to be descended from both Venus and therefore Aeneas, the mythical founder of Rome. If you look at the coin labeled C, this is a coin of Augustus, or Octavian as he was, and there is Venus. In borrowing Caesar's image, Augustus can say that as Caesar's son, he too is related to Venus. So that's all well and good. However, there was another mythical founder of Rome, Romulus, as in Romulus and Remus. Having two founders of Rome, Aeneas and also Romulus, could be confusing, but Virgil found an ingenious way to link everything together. In Virgil's version, Aeneas founds Rome by establishing a sort of proto-Rome, a city called Lavinium. This city is then ruled for centuries by his descendants, the legendary kings of Alba Longa. In time, over the years, we learn that one of the daughters of these kings is called Rhea Silvia. She is seduced by Mars, the god of war, and gives birth to the famous twins Romulus and Remus. Romulus founds Rome as we know it. We have therefore moved in time and history from Venus to Aeneas to Romulus to Julius Caesar and finally to Augustus. Therefore, when Augustus commissioned a national epic, he was also writing himself into Rome's mythical history.